For our project, we chose Cyprus. As the globe shows, Cyprus is in southern Europe. It is a fairly small country located off the coast of Turkey. Cyprus joined the European Union on May 1st, 2004. Cyprus has been known to be a divided country. There are Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. Many analysts believe that in order for Cyprus's economy to flourish, they will need to come together as a unified nation. We chose Cyprus because Trevor has relatives in Greece and is interested in how Greece's economy and Cyprus's economy are related. Cyprus is rich in many resources. Their main resources are copper,
Pyrite.
asbestos,
Gypsum.
timber,
Salt.
marble.
And clay earth pigment.
As you can tell from the pie chart, Cyprus's main economic sector are services with over 80%, followed by industry, then agriculture.
The sectors of the economy that Cyprus is doing well in are pharmaceuticals and non-metallic minerals, and the sectors that they are struggling in are banking and finance. Cyprus has a lot of room for growth in energy. They have an estimated 40 trillion cubic feet in natural gas.
Cyprus's GDP is $23.7 billion. They have a 0.5% growth rate, which has raised their GDP from $23 billion in 2012. However, this is still lower than most other European Union members. Cyprus's GDP per capita is $29,074. This is an increase from the 2012 amount of $26,000.
The current U.S. unemployment rate is 7.5%, and the worldwide unemployment rate is 9.2% as of 2012, so it appears that Cyprus is doing well on employment from a global perspective. This can be compared to the U.S.'s current inflation rate of 1.1% and a 2.1% inflation rate globally for developed countries.
Cyprus currently has a relatively low unemployment rate at 5.6%, dropping from 8% in 2012. Cyprus has an inflation rate of 3.5%, which has increased by 0.1% each year for the past 2 years.
Cyprus's main exports are agriculture, pharmaceuticals, cement, and clothing. As of 2011, they primarily export to Greece, the UK, and Germany. Also, as of 2011, they primarily import from Greece, Israel, the UK, Italy, Germany, France, China, and the Netherlands.
By joining the EU, Cyprus joined the largest preferential trade agreement in the world. This agreement resulted in virtually free trade of industrial goods and a more liberalized trade of agricultural goods. Entering into the EU has had varying effects on their economic profile.
FDI is a fairly important aspect of Cyprus's economy. With their 10% corporate tax rate, the lowest in the EU, they are a welcomed haven for many multinational corporations. In 2009, Cyprus attracted $2,499 million in FDI, but in 2010 it fell to only $578 million. As you can see from the graph, it was a pretty severe drop. This was due to their financial crash. However, in 2011, FDI reached $987 million and has continued to grow since the steep fall in 2010.
The incoming FDI was concentrated mainly in financial and insurance activities, real estate activities, professional, scientific, and technical activities, and wholesale and retail trade.
As part of the EU, Cyprus adopted the euro in 2008. In American dollars, the euro currently trades for $1.28, but has been getting increasingly weaker since 2008. But for all of its ups, Cyprus's economy has also been facing a lot of lows. They recently received a $13 billion Troika bailout from the European Commission and International Monetary Fund. With this bailout comes many new regulations. The sector of the economy most affected by this international bailout is the banking sector, specifically the 10% tax on all deposits over $100,000.
As mentioned before, Cyprus is divided in two. There are Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. There are far more Greek Cypriots, and as of recently have been expanding into the Turkish part of the island, which has forced many of the Turkish Cypriots to migrate back to Turkey.
Cyprus's economy was hit hard by the Eurozone financial crisis. Though Cyprus was given a $10 billion bailout, it still needed $7 billion more. So the government took money from uninsured bank deposits. Wealthy Russians were the main holders of these bank accounts, so when the government seized their assets without warning, the Russians were extremely enraged. This is the first time since the crisis began that a bailout within the Eurozone involved a direct tax on bank deposits. To further explain these events, a European Commission spokesperson will discuss their own involvement.
As I've underlined yesterday in the talks that preceded the Eurogroup discussion, we should think not only about financial stability, it should be also about restarting the real economy. Last night, we agreed on a 10 billion euro package worth 55% of the GDP of Cyprus. And we need to look at how we can mobilize all the means at our disposal. That is why I've decided to set up a task force for Cyprus to provide technical assistance to the Cypriot authorities. We want to alleviate the social consequences of the economic shock by mobilizing funds from European Union instruments and by supporting the Cypriot authorities' efforts to restore financial, economic, and social stability. We will bring in further expertise to facilitate the emergence of new sources of economic activity. The Commission stands by the Cypriot people. The task force will be based in Brussels, with a support team in Nicosia. It will work closely with the Cypriot authorities to support and supplement the European Union IMF program.
The market economy of Cyprus is dominated by the service sector, which accounts for 4/5 of GDP. Tourism, financial services, and real estate are the most important sectors. In addition, the geographical location of Cyprus, forming a bridge between east and west, has enabled the country to become an important trading hub. Cyprus is served by over 100 shipping lines, connecting it to many key ports and destinations in the world.
Due to the sudden drop in foreign direct investment after the spike in 2009, the government has begun to invest more time and money developing policies that revitalize the Cypriot FDI. These efforts are the leading reason why Cyprus has become a major center for FDI within the Eurozone.
One such policy is the current tax rate of 10%, which is the lowest in Europe, obviously attracting multinational companies. In fact, most of the policies that benefit FDI revolve around tax, such as the policy of no withholding tax on dividends for non-resident companies, low income and labor taxes, and more than 45 double taxation treaties. All of these policies massively influence foreign companies to invest in Cypriot land, which eventually leads to the growth of key industries such as energy. Another protective tax is applied to intellectual profit, such that 80% of intellectual profit is protected from taxation. Because of the policies, Cyprus is home to more than 255,000 companies, and it is also the location of many corporate headquarters.
In addition to being a lustrous home to multinational companies due to lenient tax policies, Cyprus has become a ship management center due to supportive legislation regarding shipping tonnage. Other recent FDI-inducing policies are the new laws that further protect the asset of trust, which provide businesses with security of mind. Another recent policy, New Yacht Scheme, has given Cyprus the lowest VAT rate in the EU. Another benefit is the fact that Cypriot companies can now be the beneficial owners of a loan interest. Perhaps best of all, Cyprus awards grants and other financial assistance to FDI to encourage the growth of high-value sectors such as energy and environment, research and development, and technology, trade, and services.
So now let's review. Despite the sudden drop in FDI in 2009, the Cypriot government is making significant efforts to revitalize that part of the GDP through development policies such as tax relief. These policies are helping to bring more multinational companies to Cyprus. With the influx of FDI, the Cypriot economy will hopefully begin to bounce back.
In addition to the FDI laws, the Cyprus economy has an edge due to its location, which is also enhanced through other policies. Internationally, Cyprus promotes its geographical location as a bridge between East and West. Along with its educated English-speaking population, moderate local costs, good airline connections, and telecommunications, Cyprus is a unique blend of economic opportunity. The island's advantageous location on the main trade routes through the Mediterranean offers Cypriot companies numerous opportunities to export their products to nearby markets. Cyprus is dependent on imports, therefore making demand for goods and raw materials stable. This makes the country an important trade partner for outward-oriented businesses throughout the globe.
Though Cyprus has faced some economic hardships over the past few years, we believe that their economy has the potential to prosper in the near future. From its pristine beaches to its abundance of opportunities, Cyprus is sure to excel.